Hello and welcome to Math 8 Unit 2A Lesson 2. Today, scholars will recognize and transition between different representations of functions. You see lots of different representations shown here. You see graphs and equations, tables, sets of ordered pairs, and these are called mapping diagrams. So let's talk about the different ways that these can be represented. So they can be represented first as tables. So here you see a table. I can tell it's a function because each x is unique. None of them repeat. So this is a function. That's one of the ways we can recognize them. Functions can also be shown as a list of ordered pairs. So this is just like a table. I could take this. Remember, we always have x, then y. I could take this and put it into a table of x and y values. So this is 2, 6, 5, 15, 10, 30. So, again, this is the same thing. It's just another way to write it is write it as a set of ordered pairs. Then we have what are called mapping diagrams. Mapping diagrams have your input, or your x value, on the left, and they have arrows showing you the corresponding y values. So here you can see on this bottom left one, that this goes here, this goes here, this goes here, and this goes here. So each input has one output. You can see it again. Over here, the 3 goes to the 2, 4 goes to 1, 5 goes to 9, 6 goes to 12, 7 goes to 12. These are all functions. These are all functions. Each input has one output. Next, they can be shown on a graph. Now, we can have two different types of graphs. We have these types of graphs that have individual dots or points on them. Again, you're looking for no points being directly above or below each other. Or you could actually have a line, or I could also have a curve of some variety. Remember, that's not considered a line, but that is still a function. Okay? Next, we can have an equation. We're all used to equations. Functions can be written as equations. Usually you'll see y equals. Sometimes you'll see it written like this where you have an x and a y. That's fine. Those are still functions. Finally, we can have a verbal description. That's words. I know verbal sounds like we should be talking, but it's just words. So the graph of the linear function k has a slope of 4/5 and a y-intercept of -2. Or we might have something like multiply a number by 5, then add 2. Those are functions. So can I change the representation? Yes. We can turn y equals 4x minus 2, an equation, into a table. We simply select some inputs. So I'm going to select the inputs -2, 0, 2, and 4. And then we're going to put each input into this equation. So -2 times 4 is -8, minus 2 is -10. 0 times 4 is 0, minus 2 is -2. 4 times 2 is 8, minus 2 is 6. 4 times 4 is 16, minus 2 is 14. And we just turned an equation into a table. I could change a mapping diagram into a table. So here I have the mapping diagram on the right. I can see my input values. I have the inputs of 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I see their corresponding outputs. 2, 1. Sorry, give me a second. I'll move this over a little so I can see that one. See, 5 is an input of 9. Oop, back there. 5 is an input of 9. 6 has an output of 12. And 7 has an output of 12. So, again, we're just going to input to output. Finally, we can change a table into an equation. So we have to find the rate of change. So again, that is how much does x change, how much does y change. So x is increasing by 2. Y is increasing by 6. Again, we increase by 2. Increase by 6. So it's change in y. Delta y, change in y over change in x. So that is 6 over 2, which is just 3. And then we have to decide if we have to add something to make it true. So I have y equals 3x. And then we have to subtract 3 to get there. Because 2 times 3 is 6. We need to get 3. 4 times 3 is 12. Minus 3 will give it. So that's it to get there. And finally, we can do a verbal description into an equation. So multiply a number by 5, then add 2 is y equals, we're multiplying by 5. 5 times our x plus 2. Remember, your starting number is x and your final answer is always y. So like I said, I wrote y equals, so our output is equals, and then we write the rest of it. We multiply it by 5 and then add 2. Okay, so go ahead and do your practice, and I will see you all in class.